Welcome back to AutoCAD 2026 Mission 99. In lecture 12, we are mastering the toggle buttons. Today, I will show you how to control AutoCAD with 100% precision. Let's jump into the screen. Toggle buttons. Many students get confusion to use the toggle buttons. See, there is a grid mode, then snap mode, then dynamic input, ortho mode, polar tracking, object snap tracking, and object snap. We are using now AutoCAD 2026 new version. Whether you are using AutoCAD 2018, 20, 21, 22, 23, or 24-25. Toggle button settings are almost same. By the way, if you don't see any toggle buttons here, you just click here, and from here you can add or you can remove any toggle button. Suppose I want to remove the dynamic input. Just I click here for uncheck. See, dynamic input is not available here. Again, I will click here to show the dynamic input. So if any button is missing, just click here to add, or you can remove from here also. Now the first toggle button is grid mode. The function key is F7. If you type F7, it will on. Again, if you type F7, it will be off. Think it's look like a graph paper. In my office, I usually keep it off, but many persons also keep on to do the work. See, there is the box, grid box. Here also inside 5 boxes is there. So you can change the settings if you want. Just click the right button, grid settings. By default, grid spacing for X spacing ½ inch, for Y spacing ½ inch, and measure line every 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 major lines, and between two gap is for X axis ½ inch and the Y inch ½ inch. You can check. ½ inch. I can reduce the dimension. So go for D4 dimension style manager, modify. Instead of 3, you can type 1. Okay, set current, close. So you can customize the grid settings. If you want to increase grid spacing 1 inch and the measure line need 8, you can do it. See, now every spacing is 1 inch. For check the dimensions, it is 1 inch. And now the measure grid is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now if I want to draw a box here, I can open the Ortho Mode. I can draw it. Snap setting. You can also increase the snap spacing also 1 inch. Okay. See, snap spacing is equal 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Go to again default setting 1 by ½ inch, and it will be 5. And for snap spacing also go default 1 by ½ and place OK. Now I will draw a line. Okay. Now I will on the snap mode and I will draw one line. See, I cannot catch the middle of the line. It snap only point to point, point to point, point to point. I can draw a line point to point, but I cannot snap in middle line because snap mode is on. I can off it by press F9. Again, I can on it by press F9. Now I can draw any shapes. Okay, so just for note, if your mouse is jumping like that way, then you must be think that your snap mode is on. So you have to off the snap mode by pressing F9. Now next toggle button is the ortho mode, F8. You can press F8 to off, again you can press F8 for on. Why we will use the ortho mode? Because for the straight line 90-degree or 180-degree line, ortho mode F8 locks your lines to strictly 90 degrees. Ortho mode locks your lines strictly 90 degrees wall. If you don't keep on ortho mode, you cannot draw a line straight. You cannot draw a line 100% 90 degree or 180 degree straight. For the straight line, you have to open the ortho mode by pressing F8. Then only you can draw any straight line. Okay. Now besides the ortho mode, you have the polar tracking. Remember, you cannot use ortho and polar in one time, means at the same time. If you turn on ortho mode, the polar tracking will be off. Why will you use polar tracking? If you want to draw any angle wall, suppose I want to draw 45-degree angle wall, so I can type L for line. See, there is a tracking. I can draw any kind of wall. Suppose I want to draw 45-degree wall, so I will type L. This is 45 degrees. See, then I can type 90-degree wall. You follow the tracking. I can draw 135-degree wall, then 270-degree wall, 180-degree wall, 270-degree wall, again 45-degree wall. But for your information, just click the right click and go tracking settings. Suppose we are now selected 45-degree wall. If you want to additional angle, you can select or you can add. Suppose I want to add additional 9-degree. Okay, now I want to draw a line which will be 45-degree plus additional 9-degree. So L for line, click, see tracking. This is the 9-degree tracking. You can draw. Then you can draw 45-degree. You can draw 90-degree. You can draw 180-degree. You can draw 270-degree. Now I will draw a 30 feet distance line with 17-degree angle. For that I will type L for line, click here. Now I will type at the rate of 30 feet, put angle 17-degree. This is my 30 feet L for line. Ortho mode, keep ortho mode on. You check the align dimensions 30 feet and the angular 70-degree. So if you want to draw a 20 feet long wall, suppose L for line, 20 feet with 15-degree, then type at the rate of 20 feet, keep angle 15-degree and press enter. Check the angle is 15-degree and length should be angular aligned 20 feet. Now the most important tool, object snap, F3. By press F3 you can off it, again by press F3 you can on it. Why it is so important? Because without this your drawing has zero value. It allows you to catch the endpoint, midpoint, center, quadrant, intersection, extension, all of the points. For that you mark all of the points on. See, if you draw a rectangle, REC for rectangle, suppose now you want to draw a center line here. I click on line, see the midpoint, this is the end point, this is the end point, this is our center point, this is midpoint. If I off the midpoint, then I will try to draw a midpoint line. I cannot draw because I cannot find the midpoint, but I will find the end point but I cannot find the midpoint. For that, you have to keep open all of the item here on. Now I can draw. Even I can draw a circle, C for circle here. For object snap settings, right click on object snap settings. You will find all of the points here: endpoint, midpoint, center point, geometric center. Geometric means this is the geometric, this is the quadrant. So by press OS for object snap, you can go there and you can check or uncheck. Now if I want to draw a rectangle, like using line command, L for line. Okay, then see, I cannot draw it because object snap tracking is off. If I on it by press F11, see, now I can draw it by tracking. You don't click here, just go down and click and join. I want to join this line here. See, suppose I want to draw L for line. This is the box. This way, just tracking here and then come here. Now the finally is the dynamic input F12. If you press F12, it will be on. For on off, F12. This brings the command line directly to your mouse. You can see your dimensions and angles live as you draw. Suppose I click here to on, and now I will type, suppose REC for rectangle. The command is besides the cursor. So C for circle. So these are the 7 toggle buttons: the grid mode, snap mode, dynamic input, ortho mode, polar tracking, object snap tracking, and the object snap. F7 for grid mode, on off, F9 for snap mode, on off, F8 for ortho mode, on off, F3 for object snap, F10 for guided angles, F11 for object snap tracking, and F12 for live data. Your homework: draw a simple room and try to snap every corner perfectly. Then try drawing a 50 feet line at exactly 45 degrees using polar tracking. In lecture 13, we master point, divide, and measure tools, essential for staircase and layouts. I am Engineer Pinku. Please subscribe to my channel. Om Shanti.